Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're recapping The Guilty Ones, a Chinese crime thriller about a kidnapping case that comes back to life after 10 years, a detective who never stops searching, and a mother who decides she can no longer wait for justice. This is a story about guilt, revenge, and what happens when grief turns into obsession. Before we start, be sure to subscribe and leave a like to support the channel. Now, buckle up. It's about to get cinematic. The story begins at a grave. An old detective is visiting the grave of a girl who was murdered 10 years ago. But as soon as he gets close, he notices a strange smell. He checks the ground and finds several sticks of incense that were recently burned. That immediately feels wrong. He calls the girl's mother and asks if she visited the grave. She says no. In fact, almost nobody knows where the girl was buried. That's when the detective realizes something terrifying. The killer might be back. Because 10 years ago, he was one of the only people who knew exactly where the girl's body had been left. And this detective has been waiting 10 years for another chance to catch him. It all started when the girl was kidnapped. The kidnapper demanded 400,000 yuan, so her mother immediately contacted the police. They prepared a trap during the ransom exchange, but everything went wrong. The kidnapper escaped. The police believed he had taken the money and fled, so they moved most of their officers away from the mother's house to search for him. But one young detective strongly disagreed. He believed the kidnapper would call again, and he was right. The kidnapper contacted the mother and gave her one final chance.
我求你放过我女儿行吗？我求求你，对不起，对不起，对不起，钱我已经
再给你一次机会，记住，你有，且仅有一次机会，否则别想再看到孩子。
This time, she followed his instructions alone. She brought her entire savings to a remote road and handed over the money. But she didn't get her daughter back. She got her daughter's body. The killer disappeared, and the case remained unsolved for 10 years. The young detective never forgave himself. Even after leaving the police force, he continued investigating the case on his own. Then, 10 years later, the girl's mother discovers she has terminal lung cancer. She knows she doesn't have much time left. Around the same time, the detective gives her the old case file he has kept all these years. And suddenly, all the pain she buried comes back. Meanwhile, the detective starts investigating the incense found at the grave. He studies the suspect's possible route and finds tire marks near the road. From those tracks, he becomes convinced the killer used a certain type of SUV. After that, he checks every similar SUV he sees. He even abandons business meetings to run outside after one. People around him think he has lost his mind. One of his former junior colleagues is especially dismissive. The younger officer has just been transferred to the city's major crimes unit. Before leaving, he tells the detective that if the case could really be solved, it would have been solved years ago. The words hurt, but the detective keeps searching. Then one day, he finally sees an SUV that matches what he has been looking for. Nearby, a man dressed in black notices him. The moment their eyes meet, the man becomes nervous and runs. The detective instantly gives chase, following him into a noodle shop. Just as he is about to catch him, the man flips over a table and escapes in the confusion. The shop owner stops the detective to demand compensation, and by the time he gets outside, the suspect is gone. Even worse, someone records the fight and uploads it online. The detective gets blamed for causing trouble and eventually loses his job. Feeling defeated, he burns his old case files. But just when he's ready to give up, an old colleague comes to him with shocking news. Another girl has been kidnapped, and everything about the case is almost identical to what happened 10 years ago. The same ransom amount, the same instructions, even the same exchange location. The detective immediately realizes this can't be a coincidence. So he joins the investigation. At the ransom exchange, they catch a masked man. But when they remove his mask, they're shocked. The suspect is the kidnapped girl's own grandfather. He is a high school physics teacher. He claims he is not the kidnapper. He says someone threatened him and forced him to take part in the exchange, promising to return his granddaughter if he followed the instructions. The police compare his voice with the old recordings, but the match is less than 60%. Without solid evidence, they have to let him go. Then another ransom call comes in. This time, the kidnapper tells them to go to the exact road where the first girl died 10 years ago. Even the voice sounds exactly like the original killer. That's when the detective realizes something important. There is only one other person who has a copy of the original kidnapper's recording. The dead girl's mother. Suddenly, everything makes sense. The new kidnapping isn't being committed by the old killer. It's being staged by the mother. But why? Because she had already found the real killer herself. After learning he might be back, she followed the clues to the same noodle shop where the detective had chased him. An umbrella he left behind eventually led her to a health supplement company. She went through hundreds of customers until she finally found him. The man looked completely ordinary. He was now a respected physics teacher living a normal life. But during their conversation, he casually repeated the exact same phrase the kidnapper had used 10 years earlier.
你有，且仅有一次。
She immediately became suspicious. So outside his home, she played the old recording again and again. The voice matched, She had finally found the man who killed her daughter, and she couldn't accept the fact that he had spent 10 peaceful years living his life while she had spent every day grieving. So she decided to make him experience exactly what she had experienced. She kidnapped his granddaughter. Then she recreated her daughter's kidnapping almost exactly. Same ransom, same instructions, same fear. She wanted him to understand what it felt like to believe your child might never come home. Finally, the man breaks down and confesses. 10 years earlier, his own daughter desperately needed emergency heart surgery. He didn't have enough money, so he kidnapped the girl for ransom. According to him, he never planned to kill her. He only wanted the money. But during the kidnapping, he panicked, and the girl accidentally fell from a cliff. He begs the mother for forgiveness, but hearing his explanation only makes her angrier. Her daughter died because he wanted to save his own. And now, after 10 years, he expects an apology to make everything better. Then the detective arrives. But during the confrontation, the barrel supposedly containing the man's granddaughter falls from the cliff. Everyone thinks the little girl is dead. But there's one final twist. The barrel was empty. The granddaughter is actually sleeping safely inside a car below. The mother never intended to hurt her. She wanted revenge against the man who destroyed her life. But she couldn't bring herself to kill an innocent child. She knew exactly what losing a daughter felt like. And in the end, she refused to make another family experience the same pain. The real killer is finally arrested and punished. Not long afterward, the mother dies from her illness. She spent 10 years waiting for justice. And when she finally had the chance to take everything from the man who killed her daughter, she chose not to hurt his granddaughter. Because revenge could punish the killer. But hurting another innocent child would only continue the tragedy.